I would like to tell you about a project that I have been working for the last few weeks. I am trying to get artificial intelligence to play Knightmare. Knightmare is upward-scrolling shooting-up game which initially was made for MSX. I have played it in its PC-DOS remake when I was a kid. But for my project, I am using a much more modern remake made by Demon Videogames. I think in here around 2014 or 2015. Okay, let us look at the game. Our character can perform the following actions: moving horizontally, vertically, shooting on any combinations of them. Right now the agent is performing random actions and looking on their results. Okay. At first I made an environment class. The environment class is reading screenshots from the game, recognizes where are we in the menu or actually playing, reads the score and lives, detects when the character dies, and makes actions by emulating the key presses. I made it this way to provide compatibility with OpenAI gym environment, but better to say with agents which could be used with the gym. Here I am creating an instance of the class, environment class. Okay, something with spider. Sometimes it happens. Here I am making an preset. I cannot close the error window because if I will move the game window from the front, the screenshots would be stopped taken, and the script will get out. Let us return to the end preset. The game, if the game is not running, the game would be started. If it is already running, it checks if the agent dies but have lives left, and he would respawn in a few seconds. Otherwise, if there are no lives left, it chooses from the game menu to continue or to start the game from the beginning. Here I transmit an action chosen by an agent to the environment. It would be performed by environment by emulating key presses. At the first glance, everything works like a charm, but there are some drawbacks. Let me show you. The first of them is the problem with the game itself. It is usually hanging after roughly 14 or 15 minutes of playtime. Sometimes a character is not respawning. If everything works as normal, you will be shown a level intro screen, and then the character will be respawned. This type of error could be solved relatively easily just by checking if the screenshot is still corresponding to the gameplay, or we have a level intro screen. The second type of error is much harder to detect. You can see it now. I have no ideas about it yet. I have written to the developers of the game. Maybe there is a newer version of it, but they have not responded yet. The second problem is the reward. The game requires some complex decisions, and the agent is not rewarded instantly after performing an action. His projectiles take time to travel, and some enemies are tougher and require more than one hit to be killed. Therefore, I think that the reward should be calculated, not by taking the maximum reward from the random batch of the observations, but by analyzing the lifetime of an agent. In turn 1, the quality of his action is his instant reward, plus his possible reward, that is gamma, which is not close to 1, something around 0.9 or 0.8 I think, in the power of number of steps between the current step and the step from which we are taking the reward, multiplied by the reward. For example, our character lives for 15 actions. So in step 1, the agent decides to start shooting. kills an enemy at step 5 and gets rewarded for that. Then he does something not useful and dies on step 15 and gets penalized for that. The quality of his action during the beginning of his life are good and getting worse and worse closer to his demise. Right now the memory is also inefficient. Sorry. I'm storing to the memory the sequence of 4 environment states or screenshots plus the same sequence shifted by one step forward for the new state. Therefore, I'm storing the same screenshot 8 times, and I'm thinking that only 4 steps are completely insufficient for some complex decisions. Well, that's it for now. If somebody is interested, I can tell how I am launching the game, making screenshots, recognize where are we in the menu or in the game, recognize score, and detect when our character dies.